Okay, when making short ribs, you can have a variety of sides. One thing I like to do is these crispy home fries, is what I like to call them. But first I just take a potato and cut it into fours. I get a bath of ice water here, and then I slice them just a little bit thinner. So almost 12 slices for every potato, and then you put them in the ice bath for about 10 minutes. So after the potatoes have been sitting in this ice bath for about 15 minutes, you want to take them out and try to dry them off. A lot of times I'll just throw them in a strainer, but I'm going to show you. There's starch. What is left in this bowl is, what it does is it takes the starch out of the potatoes, which helps make it crispier. After you strain the potatoes with water, again, you're going to want to dry these off a little bit, so I'll put it on a paper towel here for a few minutes to dry these out. Get the moisture off the potatoes is an important part of this. Again, trying to crisp these potatoes up, and this is the way you do it. After the potatoes had a chance to dry, and I've dried them just enough, now as you can see the starch is out because they're not turning a color, they're staying the white color they're meant to be. And then I'll just put a little bit of olive oil in here just to get the potatoes coated, toss it around there. Again, you're trying to get all sides of these slices of potatoes coated. They've been coated in the olive oil. What I'll do is I'll put them on a baking sheet like this. You could use a wire rack, or you can put them right on the baking sheet. I found that using a wire rack to do this, it crisps them up on all sides a little faster and a little easier. But again, if you don't have a wire rack, I think it's fine to put it on parchment paper right on the pan. Are all ready to go. I did put it on convection bake at 425, either 425 or 450. I think you're going to want them pretty hot. If you don't have convection bake, put it at 450. Potatoes been in there about 20 minutes. We're going to turn them over real quick. You can see they're starting to brown up. They should be done shortly. So for the potatoes, I chop up some fresh rosemary. If you don't have rosemary in your garden, it's a must. You have to have rosemary in your garden. So I chopped it up pretty fine. And then I also melted probably a couple tablespoons of butter. And what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of that rosemary, put it in with the butter, maybe just a little bit of salt. And then when the potatoes come out, I will coat this with the potatoes. So the potatoes are done, and what I'll do from there is put them in a dish that I can pour the rosemary and pour the butter over the top of them, give them a nice coating of that. So put that in a dish after these get done. You can see what has happened by cooking them this way. They have crisped up really nice. And now when you put that butter and rosemary on, there is so much flavor. You can't believe it. So at this point, we'll drizzle that rosemary in with the potatoes. How good does that look?